friends, welcome back. College COD Alpha here for Week 6 in the Midwest region for Division C. My name's Proper. Joined with me is Katie, and, well, nobody's on fire. Everybody's okay. Katie, we got ourselves a banger of a matchup set right in front of ourselves. The number 24 ranked Redbird COD going up against Trine Esports. Starting things off here on Tuscan Hardpoint. Let's get it.
Sound the alarm. Illinois State, they're ready to go, you know? Little fire alarm, it didn't hurt nobody. They're just letting everyone know that Redbird, they are starting things off hot here on Tuscan. They're looking to close out stage 1 in that top 3. And, well, if you're going to start out with maybe not a first blood, but a strong map 1, that'll get you that much closer, 9-1 overall. And now Leo Bears, gentlemen, we've been talking about with that SMG here on Tuscan, looking to make a statement early, and so far so good. 20 points already under the belt for them as they have control of this first hard point. They did start with the spawns. We'll see if they can tie that into a nice rotation, but so far so good. Redbird have the point locked down. Trine stuck in church.
Yeah, stuck in church right now, and this is an influential hill when you really think about it, especially starting on the good side where Redbirds and actually able to find a little bit of an opportunity happening off screen. Leo Bears is actually hitting that route. Leo Bears is able to take down Moneylaw on said route. Now they find themselves on a 4 spree. Remember, streaks have changed. You got to be getting yourself more than just 5 kills to be able to get that glide bomb. You'll get the strafing run first and foremost as Leo Bears will be cut down, and this is a nice little comeback story so far for Trine Esports after allowing 48 seconds off of P1 to set themselves up sturdy for the Column Hill.
Great patience by Calamity there. He knew that there had to be at least one member of Redbird lingering around in the back spawn. That would be Saint. He waits for it, pre-aimed over the edge, and wins the gunfight. As I say that, I mean, a nice moment for them. Eliminated by Leo there, already with a double, make it 3 as he takes the position where Calamity had that nice play just moments before and makes it one of his own. Give him a 5 streak, throws out to the nade to ensure that there's not another push coming through. And just like that, what was a nice comeback story for Trine will be stopped dead at 13 points as Redbird pushing toward 100 in fast order. Leo still on that 5 spree, working to get himself some streaks, and they'll finally come through as he puts it on to 6. Doesn't need the hill time because he has the kills at 10-1.
Yeah, they're just finding all the rotationary kills, long-range shots versus Noble. Does he find that one on that? It's just an insane snap on the Calamity up top fire. That'll be 7 in a row. That is both streaks in the back pocket now for Leo Bears, and they didn't win the rotation, but your Redbirds are going to be feeling pretty darn confident after just completely running over Trine Esports on the previous hill. This one's a little bit more monotonous to be able to break. You do have Noble that is all the way in the back on this fence head glitch, holding things sturdily for their team here in 3, and you need this time if you are Trine.
Leo finally cut down after an 8 spree and chooses not to maybe use those streaks just yet. Not really a reason to, because yes, you have Noble on a 4 spree in the back to try and anchor those spawns and hold off any of these pushes from Redbird, but you're not collecting any time. So yes, you have kind of a good handle on this hill. As I say that, he gets blown up by a nade. Moneylaw there to try and rack up some time, immediately gets taken out. Leo, of course, with the double to break onto the point, but you weren't able to do much with the setup that you had there. Yes, you were holding down those angles, but you didn't have anyone who could get set up in and around that point. So you get, what, maybe another 15, 16 points, and then Redbird puts you on the back foot again as they have the initial hold here on Church. Boost up in the top. Leo taken out by an unfortunate teammate there by Boost himself, and well, now maybe a moment for Trine as Leo respawns to get into the action.
I mean, he needs to go big. I've already found 2. Splits back over towards the front part of the hard point. Does find one more, but Leo Bears quickly resurface themselves. Close response here for Redbirds, but numbers are actually sustaining themselves inside the hill for Trine. Nice help there from Noble. Will end up taking down Flob and towards the back, and well, this is the hard point of every single one. That it kind of reminds me of that recent GIF that kind of came around to that Pitbull that's just spinning around the room just crazily. That's kind of how this hard point does play out for itself. Really got to be able to look at 4, maybe 5 different points of interest as the break does finally come through. Trine Esports able to at least battle for the scrap time. Will be sweeter to be able to get said scrap time before we go back over towards 5. A little bit more than 15 seconds here on 4 than comparatively on 3 for our team here of Trine Esports, Katie, as we set ourselves up inside of 5. Need to be able to push Redbirds back if they want to sustain themselves in this first set.
I mean, they were able to get a nice break into the hill. You saw Sweeter there, able to get a decent amount of time for them, at least roughly double their score. So that's the good news. The bad news is, once again, you've lost rotation to the new hill. You have a setup here. Flob already patiently waiting, almost pushing a minute of objective time here on the hills. And now you got to get through Boost as well. Flob makes the aggressive play to fly out, but you got to be careful of that staircase assist. Noble able to get one, but not more than that, as Leo there with the trade, make it the double, and he'll clear out the hill as Redbird gets time to flood back. And now look at this, Trine. How are you going to break this hill with 24 seconds left? Do you even focus on it? Well, you're not given much of an option as the kill feed all Redbird all day long as they move back to P1 to get set up. Trine, they just can't seem to stabilize. They'll be able to get this scrap time, but you're still going to be down by 40 plus points. And a nice key win there from Flob up in the top right, but as well, Calamity doing what he can to try and hold them off for this hill, and now Flob in a bit of a pinch as he wins the first fight.
Calamity holding down Zig. We'll end up seeing one player crossover by the wall. We'll take down Boost in kind, but spawns, to your point there up in the top right, will finally go in the favor for Redbirds when it does come down to the conversation for the rotation over towards 2, but an opportunity does present itself for trying to be able to turn P1 into a money hill. Got to be able to find all of the kills. Double chow, one out from view, one from the front side of the monument. Easier said than done for trying to be able to stabilize here on P1. Not quite literally an uphill battle as those points continue to tack on over for Redbirds with 30 seconds remaining in the first.
And Flob, he did a great job at the initials of the hill, goes on a 3 spree to shore things up for them halfway through the hill. And similar position now, Trine, much like we saw in the last hill, you have 20 or so seconds left. You swing in to try and pick up that scrap time, but this time, Saint saying no on a 4 spree, working on some of his own streaks. Keep in mind, Leo still has full streaks to work with, and well, it might have worked on the last hill. It did not work this time. No scrap time going Trine's way, and now Calamity, he's going to be stuck between 3 and be sent to the respawn. Leo on a 2 spree. Saint make it 5, working on those streaks, and Redbird firmly in control so far of what seems to be every single hill in this hardpoint.
Split spawns, though, where we had Redbird players just push up a little bit too close towards the middle of the map, and nobody was blocking on the backside of that tank spawn, but everything's all right, right? It's just money law, it's just inside the hill, and not unless they have a big argument to say something about it. Boost will take them down in return. You have to break this if you are trying. There's still 30 seconds left to play. Nobody's watching patio right now, so Saints will find that 6 spree. Can they get number 7? Yes, they sure will. 4 streaks in the back pocket for Redbirds. I don't even know if Birds wear pants, but they might as well with the amount of streaks that Redbirds currently have going in towards the 3rd hill. And you don't even have to worry about the rotation, especially because you have 2 glide bombs and strafing run to be able to influence your way when you do have to cut back through the map. Already over 200 points. Trine Esports just barely scraping by to maybe get over 100 by the end of this hill.
I mean, yeah, I think it's a little bit of discombobulation as well as Leo pulls in that strike, able to take out Sweeter. Is that hardpoint, it's so frantic, and when you're put in a position like this, you're nervous, you're panicking, you're trying to go, and the comms can sometimes break down. So Redbird, they seem to be doing a good job of capitalizing on that. As I say that, well, Trine, they're able to fill up the kill feed for the first time in a while. They did a decent job on this hill last time, but now this is finally the time where they are set up, they are collecting time, they are able to get over that 100-point mark. But as you said, well, those streaks from Saint now coming in to push them off the hill, and just like that with 30 seconds, Redbird back in control, looking to close it out here, and they can win here if they're able to soak up the rest of the time.
Yeah, you gotta fly if you are trying. You gotta be able to break this hardpoint one more time, but the setup is a big one for Redbird. You dealt with Boost over by the box, but doesn't mean that Flop resurfaces themselves out from Zig won't have a certain argument to say about it. Trine Esports spawning all the way out in Narnia. Won't be able to give themselves an opportunity to be able to break back inside this hill unless they just completely run over all of the opposition. Won't be able to find it. Can you contest in time? No. Redbird. The early streaks from Leo Bears, just too much. The mid streaks coming through from Saint, it was just too much to be able to tackle when it came down to Trine. The pace was set way too early for Redbirds as they take the first map.
Yeah, it just really felt like Trine did not have an answer to anything that Redbird was doing, whether it was the rotations, breaking the hills, the gunfights, the streaks. They were a step behind.
Be able to cover for yourself when you know that your comrade is not watching that cross or that angle anymore.
Well, Andy, I know why we're friends, because I, too, love watching Desert Siege Search and Destroy. I know that most of the folks that I talk to, not the biggest fans of it, especially how the map plays out, but I enjoy it. And that's why I'm excited that we're here as we take a little look over the map and get prepared. Redbird looking to go up comfortably 2-0 here. I think it'll be really difficult. It'll be a long shot if Trine goes down 0-2 this early on, especially with the dominance that Redbird showed in that map 1 Tuscan hardpoint. But here we go. Starting things off. Trine on the offensive. We know that the SMG battles are pivotal in this mid-map area, and Moneylock just immediately working their way over to this B bomb site, usually the favored bomb site, with the fast plant going down here. And take a look at Leo Bear just out there in the bottom right of the map, might be able to potentially get a pick as he pushes forward, but well, it's gonna be trades immediately. Boost with the first blood, but Trine answering back with 2. Leo with the sniper, not able to get anything as Calamity gets the double.
Now it's all up to Boost in a 1v3. They'd have to get the entire ace to be able to win this round for their team. Does get some shots from behind in the University. Will actually clean up Calamity. Was on 2 from the early goings of things, but you got 18 seconds to be able to find 2 kills, plus the defuse. Not looking likely. Might just look to go hop on top of it. Trine Esports, they've completely read this entire situation. We'll close out the round. And yeah, that's exactly what we expect when it comes down to Desert Siege. Very right to say, Katie, that the B bomb site is the more favored one to hit, and you saw why. It got exemplified beautifully. You can get that quick plant. You get no pushback whatsoever by Leo Bears, as you highlighted, was the player all the way over by the Dune Tower, playing with that Card 98K. If you don't have a position to be able to stop that player getting inside that B site as quickly as what we saw from Trine, it's going to be continuously hard unless you have a massive flank to come all the way through. Didn't exactly help that Calamity did find 2 exit kills from the bomb being going down. Redbirds up on their offense. Might be trying something similar. Leo Bears, again, with the sniper rifle, is going to have a little bit of a long-range battle if he can spot out Calamity on the very bottom right side of the minimap.
And take a look now, Calamity and Leo posted up in their respective sniper positions. A lot of pressure can be exerted on the map from those 2 points. And now Money forced to back off. Leo trying to get it. Connects on the second. Takes Calamity out early with the first blood. And that's why we say Flob following it up. Even though he started out 0-1 on that defense in round 1, it doesn't really matter because his position with that sniper will eventually find its mark. As does Saint onto Sweeter. And now just like that, Noble, you're left all on your lonesome. No chance to be able to get that defuse as we tick down past that 7.5 point mark. And well, at this point, you're trying not to give up the kill, maybe stop some on the other team, and he'll be able to get just 1. Goes for the shots on Leo, connects with a few there, but not enough to make anything happen. And now you just wait for the defuse. Can you stay alive? You can, to at least deny them any potential work towards streaks with your life at the very end of the round. A nice regain.
Yeah, that would have gotten scary if maybe you had a second player at least being able to coordinate the pinch. Nobody from Redbirds was reading that their flank was wide open. I mean, that was quite the route. Keep in mind, Desert Siege is not a small map by any stretch of the imagination. Noble pushing all the way from the train tracks, getting in the backside of the offensive spawn. They had an opportunity to be able to blow up that play if you had more time, and well, the bomb wasn't even planted. So now another offense coming in from Trine, and they're keeping every player guessing. But Flob read it like a book inside a University. We'll take down Calamity for first blood.
Yeah, a bit interesting that you're going to see Money, the bomb carrier, kind of pushing up to that main building like he did. And, well, the problem with that is you've now been severely punished for it. Flob gets 2, knows that the bomb's down, is going to relay that to the rest of the team. You can watch as Redbird pushes forward to take complete mid-map control. And, well, Flob, he's doing whatever he wants on a 4 spree. The last thing you want to do is be taken out. And, well, Noble, unfortunately, give him the ace, give him the entire map. Flob really kind of having his way with Trine through the entirety of that, and honestly, it looked easy. There wasn't really a gunfight for him that got mixy there as he just slowly stomped his way through mid-map, went around the upper corner, and came around and found Noble sitting in the back all on his own.
A very interesting push, like you were highlighting. No ARs for Trine Esports were overlooking their SMGs. I mean, very difficult when you do have Flob that was in that position, top staircase, to be able to take down the player inside the window, but a little bit of a disjointed play at the end of the day. Now Flob on 5, 1 elimination away from getting themselves that strafing run. Also the bomb carrier, and well, no immediate pushback whatsoever on this side of the map at all for Trine Esports. The way they're set up is be able to take back University, and well, they will take down Boost for first, but the bomb gets planted regardless. And
Flob, he's going to get some shots, and can he connect enough? Yes, he can. That'll earn him a streak. Immediately gets traded out by Money, and now Leo with a sniper in a 1v3. I mean, it's doable, but you're going to have to hit some nice shots in the process now. But unfortunately, Noble says, no. We're not happy with how the last map went. We'll get that diffuse in. So a nice regain there from Trine, but you did give up a streak in the process.
Strafing run, though, is, there's no jurisdiction for who that fighter pilot.
Oh, yeah, no, it doesn't discriminate on who it kills.
It does not discriminate at all. But even still, I think what you're mostly realizing is the extension off that Tuscan hardpoint heading into the Desert Siege is that Flob is able to get away with highway robbery, is that he's not necessarily being pushed back nor denied But it was a great call at the end of the day for Redbirds to almost put away the sniper and to fully invest in towards the train track side, expecting for an A-bomb push to come all the way through. And much how the extension of Redbird's previous offense when Noble made that long flank around, Redbirds now, they really have to keep their head on a swivel, expecting for a flank could always end up coming through. That's twice on over that it's had paid dividends, but now we're going to have a giant tussle in the middle of the map for this opening offense. Big first blood, Moneylaw will take down Leo Birds. No sniper in play this time around for Redbirds.
And it was a fast, aggressive push from them as they pick up 2 onto that B site. They don't decide to commit to it, though. Instead, they wrap around toward A to look and get that plant, which will come through right here from Moneylaw. Just taking a quick peek over. They do know most likely that the rest of the team has to be pushed back into their spawn, as we'll see our first A plant. But Saint just waiting there. Gets a shot off, but not even able to connect. So now they know the guaranteed position of at least one of the remaining 2 players here on Redbird and Trine. 30 seconds away here, maybe just 2 kills from taking the lead, but Boost and Saint, they're going to make it mixy. They tie things up, leave it to 2-2 player count. Calamity just backing away. Sweeter as well, tagged up, trying to play for his life.
We just got to stay alive here. Has to relook at the bomb. Calamity will be right there to be able to do the job as well. You just got to stay alive here if you are Sweeter. Do not lose this one versus Boost, but Boost ends up trying to go for the challenge, knowing that they had to find that kill within about like 4, maybe 5 seconds. It takes about 7.5 seconds to be able to defuse the bomb here in Vanguard, but Sweeter being able to stay alive, 2 HP after the previous engagement to that last one, paid dividends to be able to close out that round. And as you were saying, you know, through that opening tussle that came through in the bottom side of University, this is a great look for Trine Esports. Not only are they playing Redbird Call of Duty Search and Destroy by being very aggressive, they're also doing it with numbers, completely overwhelming the opposition of the Birds. So you can continue on with that. Looking like it's going to be the same exact tussle that we had over at A a few moments ago, but this time for Redbird's offense.
Well, Noble, another first blood Calamity following it. They have done such a good job of reading Redbird after the first few rounds and picking them apart. Leo able to answer back, but Money, a great spot for him to wait to immediately get that trade. And I feel like we're seeing the last round all over again. Redbird completely being picked apart. Trine tacks another on to give it 2 rounds until they can even this up. And this is what I was saying, right? I mean, when you look at how their S&Ds play out, it's 6-2 overall for Redbird. You have 6-4 for Trine. They are doing a great job of looking to even up the series.
Yeah, I would almost make the argument, you know, going back to the overarching for this entire matchup, 2, 3, and 5 is probably going to be your best bet for trying to be able to take this series versus Redbirds, given the pace of what we know that Illinois State University can play at. Most importantly, Trine Esports are just kind of outwitting them so far on the Search and Destroy, barring those 2 rounds that they did lose. This time, they're actually going to go for a quick A plant. A lot of numbers for Redbird inside of the university, and because Leo Bears didn't get any pushback whatsoever, they're going to be very quick to try to surface themselves, but Sweeter Chip got to be careful by that clip side, and now allows Leo Bears to complete the flank, now 2v4.
Yeah, that's not really the momentum play that you want to see. I mean, Noble trying to keep things alive, but you have the bomb stranded at A. Calamity trying to do what he can. Saint gets a trade, though, and now Calamity all on his own in a 1v2 with the bomb. It's hanging out, so unfortunately, Flop, he'll get the cleanup there mid-map. Yeah, that's what we call an oopsie.
You ever try to go swing wider for an angle and then realize the map runs out? Been there.
Yeah, my name's not Clay, but I've seen that happen a time or 2.
I've done it so many times in rank play, I'm not even gonna lie. I've fallen off the map in that exact position, also by the little like cliff that also exists over by the defensive spawn. Oh man, somewhere in the world, I hold Shift is just chuckling at me for throwing away my life so many times. But even still, that's a big bounce back around for Redbird. Did not want to allow trying to go up on map point. Now you just gotta continue to play reserved, but Redbird want to continue to hit things aggressively. Look, defensively, you'll get inside of the university first, but the difference now is that Trine didn't put a single number in there. They're just expecting for Redbird to almost try to take university from them, expecting for them to get aggressive, and Noble will get information on one top university, but again, the crosses and the angles is coming up so beautiful for Trine.
And Trine, clearly not happy with how that previous round mistake went, have now made it as Noble gets his second kill of the round. A 4v1 for Boost. And, well, if you're Boost, you can't really afford to just dive off the map because then it'll be 5-3. But, I mean, this is going to be an impossibility. Calamity, all you have to do is sit back with that AR, wait for that player to look forward, try and get an angle on someone, figure out where the entirety of the team is. And, well, as easy as a kill is going to get as poor Boost looking to his left toward their spawn, means that they are now at match point. And I think we might be able to see a tie series here. Trine has been playing this very well. They've shut down Leo and Flob.
Yeah, can't really get too aggressive here on Desert Siege. Way too many open angles, and definitely got to tip my hat to what Trine Esports are doing on the defense. Again, just giving up all University as a whole. They're in the heads of Redbird COD rent-free right now. And look at this, as far as an offense is concerned. Again, not aggressively hitting towards the middle of the map. They are playing against the unforced errors, basically playing against the strengths of Redbird, forcing them to make a move first off the stuns and the nades, trying to collapse on the information.
Trying such a good job of posting up in angles, getting great vision onto the push points of this map. Redbird complete control, though, over that mid-map, and that's not great for Trine as time starts to tick down. You haven't really left your spawn. There's been no first blood yet, but in any S&D round, if you are on the attacking team and you just take too much time to decide what you want to do, it's only going to work in Redbird's favor. As I say that, Money Law, a nice angle, able to finally get a first blood, will open up a bit of the map for them to push forward. But now at 35 seconds, you kind of have to start going if you want to make something happen. Time is not going to be on your side. I was wondering since the start of this map proper who was going to die in that corner first, and unfortunately for Leo, it's him.
Reaction time just wasn't there for Leo Bears. Still have Boost trying to make the play alive all the way on the backside of this entirety of the search and destroy map. Now they're doubled up here with Flob. Just decide to hop on top of this. It would not be the wiser case. Moneylaw is going to throw a shoulder, but Boost, he's over by that half wall. He's going to be able to keep this play alive, and now you have to hop it, you would think. It's going to be the immediate call. Can you get the kill, Sweeter? No, we can't. The defuse is going to be coming through. Calamity can't get here in time. That was a great gut check call for Redbird at the end of it to be able to play to the strengths, knowing that they had the angle, knowing that they could at least keep the player inside of the pillars. And that's why I was highlighting Boost all the way in the backside of this play, over by this half wall. Those wooden planks, they do completely get obliterated if you do shoot at them, but it is a little bit of a makeshift head glitch. You barely see even a pixel of that player on the backside of that Katie. Now we got ourselves a one-round deficit heading into this offensive round for Redbirds. Maybe a little bit too much hesitation for Trine, you know, when they were trying to rotate out from the post-plant situation, kind of put themselves in a very inopportune spot. Now an opportunity presents itself for Redbirds to try to even things up.
Trine, you've been in the driver's seat of a regain map, and you've blundered a few times, but Sweeter Chips wants to put it away right now. A fast first blood. Calamity, maybe a little too aggressive, though. Runs right into Flob and will pay the price for it. Moneylaw doesn't realize someone is behind him, trying to get the angle. Can he get the shots in? Just enough to tag, but not enough to get the thirst. Moneylaw, though, there with the trade. And, well, Saint, surprise. Sweeter, we'll see you in the next round if there is one. But Trine, now in 2v2. Bomb is down proper. How do they close this out? Dying helps.
Yeah, and that doesn't exactly bode well for Trine. You're going to be able to find this kill right now if you are Money to be able to hop on the defuse. The last known information was they were inside the bomb site, but look at Slide Chow. Yeah, you know, getting the kills definitely helps as an offensive team. I will say that for certain. After all the years of Call of Duty that I've watched, Search and Destroy specifically, I can actually say that a numbers advantage does, in fact, pay dividends to be able to close it around. Round 11 we go, and again, Redbirds now being able to collect off of their aggression, being able to catch Trine off guard. They're completely recognizing what has given Trine such an uphill advantage. It came down to a lot of the previous rounds, and that's the flanks being watched, importantly, by Saint and Boost. Flob's not allowing any players to get out scot-free. Leo Bears is back to their sniping ways, and it looks like Calamity might be on the other side of that tower as well.
I like this decisive plant out of Redbird. They will be able to get the bomb down with Leo watching over the top of them with that sniper, as you said. But this is that moment for Trine. We talked about them being able to close out on those clutch moments. Well, you had a 5-3 lead, and now it's round 11, and this is where you have to be able to get it done. And, well, Calamity finds Saint, gets that first blood, but the bomb is down. There's only 24 seconds left. Money trying to take out Leo in the back. Boost able to get the trade, makes it a 3-3, and Calamity pushing forward to try and go for the defuse as Leo able to take out Moneylaw in his duel. Boost will fly toward the bomb, but can you check it in time? You can. Redbird coming back from a 5-3 deficit to punish Trine, and well, that was Trine's map to lose, and they did just that.
Yeah, that's gotta be frustrating if you are trying. Look, you know, you gotta really respect the setup at the end of the day, being able to play against the unforced errors like I was talking about. They really wanted to force Redbirds to make the aggressive play so many different rounds after they got aggressive towards the middle of the map, getting Universal Fighting Illini not just a few weeks ago. 2 round 5s in the losses for Trine Esports, 1 to the Butler Bulldogs, the other 1 to the Fighting Illini themselves. You gotta dig deep here, Katie, and you gotta be able to come alive, bounce back off of that unfortunate fumble that happened on that Desert Siege if you want to have any hopes of beating this team of Redbirds.
Well, it's going to start with shutting down Leo Bear. He was taking some time to chat with folks on Twitch before he grabbed that controller again, leans forward and gets prepared to try and close this out in a nice sweep. Exactly what you said, right? We know the blistering pace Redbird can set when it comes to the respawn modes, what we saw in a very dominant map #1, and now they're trying to recreate that. They will start on the offensive side, and well, Boost already a first blood under his name. Calamity answering back, but it's Boost with a double. Starting things out 2-0, and Flob, no surprise, he is aggressive. He is already pushing into Trine's spawn and trying to cause chaos in and around mid-map.
Nobody there to be able to collect off of the top church positions. Just a big focal point when it comes down to it defensively to be able to cut those players mid-map. Flob is actually going to take this opportunity to completely clear out the back B site. Well, that's actually going to be a coordinated pinch, what you would assume was going to be with Leo Bears, but a nice little read of the situation coming through from Sweeter Chip, knowing that their backside of church was not a safe position to be at. Redbird's taking a lot of time to be able to play for the middle of the map, play for that coordinated B pinch as a whole. Going to come up a little bit flat, so now they have to force themselves over towards the A zone. Calamity's going to get overwhelmed inside of you, but trades are going to be good when it comes down to the trade factor or the slaying factor as it may be. You're going to be able to persist yourself across this zone defensively, Katie. Now Redbird's finally solidifying themselves on the A zone for the first tick.
Yeah, and they might have actually had a little more progress as that first tick comes through, but Flob, when he pushed all the way toward Trine's spawn and he went to kind of check that left lane, he didn't check around the corner and was able to leave Calamity alive, who ended up pushing forward and getting a couple kills before he was traded. Granted, that mistake doesn't seem to be too much of a big deal for them because you're able to get 2 ticks in, but now you're into the sub 30 seconds here. You don't have anyone on the point. Granted, you have at least 2 members there. You'll see Flob able to step onto it alongside Leo, so they will be able to take A. The rest of Trine just starting to back up toward that B point. You can see Noble already prepared, and the rest of the team, like Calamity here in mid-map, just trying to cause a little bit of frustration, stall out any sort of coordinated push, and a nice snap onto the top of church will give him 3. Can he make it 4? No. Leo there with the trade and the shutdown.
15v13, you just got to be able to find yourself a couple trades, just continuously thwart the numbers for Redbirds, not allow them to be able to get in the backside of your spawn. You're reading that you got 2 players inside of grass, so Moneylaw has to bounce all the way back. You have Calamity back here on the Godheady of the tank. Going to be shutting down this push coming through. There's Saint just slow rolling their way out from grass. Will be immediately dealt with, and a great stun will actually read that Flob is in bottom church, so that's going to immediately stuff the push. But effectively you're seeing coming through from Redbirds is that they're trying to win the battle on 2 fronts. That's going to be your best bet to be able to take the B zone. You got to win the fights over by patio and on the backside of the spawn at the same time.
This is a great hold so far from Trine. It is time stop for just a moment. Flob, a little bit of an awkward gunfight, but able to make it happen as he pulls around and hip fires, and now Redbird just trying to get a hold on this point, but Trine really have been doing a good job so far. Unfortunately, it seems like Redbird just enough of a coordinated push, enough numbers flooding onto the point that they're able to cause Trine to scatter for just a moment. Moneylaw, can you win the fight? No, but Sweeter is there to assist you, and now, well, whatever progress Redbird looked like they had, completely eliminated as Trine stabilizes. Leo trying to do what he can. Again, Calamities, though, playing spoiler, pushing him off the point, and now just Flob waiting for the reinforcements out of Saint. Can he get there in time? Able to get 1 kill in church, and Flob, well, maybe he doesn't even need Saint. He's killing everyone on his own, but there, reinforcements arrive just to be traded out. Flob still alive on the point, 8.5 seconds as he gets that first tick of progress, but all you need really is that kill. Sweeter, can you make it a double? No. Boost trades it out, takes Flob's positioning, and now you have Noble sitting in the back, and well, unfortunately, you just run out of lives to play the rest of that hill. Trine, it was looking so good for them, but the gunfights in the end just not going their way.
Like I was saying, trades are going to be good defensively so long as you're able to keep the players off the zone. Because Flob was doing a great job at just staying alive over inside the B zone for such a long time, that bought players a lot of time, such as Saint, to be able to get inside a church, to get a player top green, to be able to play that Overwatch role, to be able to keep Flob alive, extending the round furthermore, and whittling down what was a 2-life lead once the A zone did end up being captured for Redbirds. Now, you have to win an offensive round if you are trying. There are no excuses going forward. Nice set nade over the top will start things off for Leo Bears to take down Calamity, but even so, you're able to at least get presence over by the A zone, but you gotta watch your flank. Flob is back here, continuing on a tangent, 7-6 so far. Also has help from Leo Bear over by their planters box. And although they gave up just that one tick of progress, Katie, this is a great setup so far when it comes down to Redbirds defensively.
You have to start expecting this from Flob. This is the exact same thing he did in the prior round. Immediately pushed all the way into Trine's spawn and was just a nuisance, getting kills, ducking, dodging, weaving in and around corners to just force them to take the time to stop and try and take him out. But as we say that, well, Trine able to get what looks like maybe that second ticket, actually not quite, just shy. Leo able to take away some of the time and work his way in and around that point, just deny it. Trine was a good push initially, but well, now Leo taking over the position Flob was in and just being so frustrating to deal with, but Moneylaw finally able to catch him out, and now that second tick and most likely that third will come in. Trine, this is a good offensive round for them as they will add about 2 minutes total time to start working on B, but Flob with a double kill and close to streaks doesn't want to give him any more success.
There was one player, while those 3 players for Trine were actually assaulting the A zone, that was staying alive for a lot of time over by the B zone. So you really got to thank that one player. I didn't exactly see who it was, but regardless, you were able to extend the play. Now middle of the map is being completely taken over by Calamity, who off screen actually ends up finding themselves 3 in a row. 12-8 now for the kid. Leo Bears has to make a play up top, sees as there's one player inside of bunks. They will deal with them in kind. So the play might just be stuff for the time being. You still have Sweeter Ship sitting in the back. We'll have some help with Noble. Their job right now, Katie, is just to stay alive and wait for reinforcements to come back around, but they can't even do the first. Back to the respawn screen. Are Trine still down a whole set of respawns as Leo Bears is just continuing on with their antics.
Yeah, Flob said, I hear what you're saying, Andy. I'm gonna ruin it immediately by getting myself a double kill. But really, Calamity, I think, on the side of Trine, has had some great plays so far. He was able to stop Flob from getting a streak earlier on, and now you can see Calamity and Moneylaw there in the kill feed doing what they can to push forward. They've reduced the life deficit by 1, but you're still 16 to 13 lives. You don't want this to become team deathmatch. You had 2 minutes to start on this hill, and now you're down to 45 seconds. Boost and Leo in the kill feed, widening that gap to a 5-life lead, and this seems to so far be a fairly impenetrable setup, especially look at where Saint is staying, just tucked into that awkward little corner.
Oh, he's gonna see him too. Sweeter thought that he completely cleared it out. There was nobody on the Godheady, but I'll fully clear out that one little ratty corner that you can put yourself in. Now 22 seconds remaining, double the amount of lives. Our Redbirds defensively just completely pushing the line of scrimmage all the way into the offensive spawn of Trine. Gotta make something happen, and within the chaos, Flob is able to survive and find themselves yet another 2, up to 14-9. Noble surely should be traded out here. This will be a defensive round coming through for Redbirds, so we'll take a 2-0 lead here on the control. And again, like you said, you had 2 minutes to be able to make your push back over towards the B zone. The only issue is that, again, when you are thinking about assaulting that B zone, you have to be able to not only find yourself a coordinated pinch on the backside of Church, keep players alive over on the back column, but you better damn make sure that you're also finding eliminations over by the patio. You got to be able to deal with the players inside of radio. If you can only win the battle on one of those 2 fronts, you're always going to be down in numbers, and that's the same thing that ended up happening with Trine time and time again, not just 1 round away from Redbird breaking out the brooms.
And Redbird, exactly that. They're getting ready to clean up the floor, and Noble will take that first blood, but Calamity, suddenly you're stuck here with multiple in the middle. I'm not sure if Saint even saw him there or just assumed that Flob was going to get the kill, but he is at least able to take 1 out in the process. Sweeter and Noble trying to do what they can in that kill feed. And will have at least a 4-life lead, so this is a great start for them on this, but Moneylaw string is together 2, not much more than that, as Leo gets his own double, but Sweeter Chips there to play a bit of a spoiler here as they try and create a pinch onto Leo on the point. And we'll be able to collapse on him and start chunking away at the rest of that time. That progress Leo was able to get on A. So far, so good for Trine if you're trying to stay alive.
The B zone is completely being tacked on over. So, I mean, you're mostly just looking at the potential for the play to be extended, just exhausting that clock and being able to find a lot more lives. But the difference is that Trine now defensively, they actually have a 4-life lead. Saint trying to make an argument for the back, and the battle over towards the front side of the ruins is actually coming up in all spades for Redbird. So you're completely mitigating that 6-life lead, now just down to 4. As Trine Esports are just struggling to be able to read where the push is coming from. Calamity's going to eat that stun for dinner, confirming that there is a player over here on the B ramp. But it might not matter unless Saint gets dealt with down here over by the zone itself. And they're actually going to walk away with not only just a 1 kill, but Flob up top by the ruins will also find value. The clock being stopped there at 42 seconds. We're going to have 2 ticks progressing themselves on 2 different zones.
This is a beautiful split play coming out of Redbird right now. Consider the fact that they have 2 players on each side, Flob, Saint, Boost, everyone participating in this kill feed. They're able to take A, splitting Trine apart, making them focus on 2 points at once and panic in the process. And well, Flob on a 7 spree will finally fall, but now you have the streaks to work with. You need just about 1 tick as that progress comes in. And I mean, Redbird, with the streaks alone, this is pretty much done. What was a life deficit for them no longer. The streaks come in, take out Calamity. They need half a tick. And yes, Trine, you got him off the point for just a moment, but this is becoming overwhelming.
It is. The glide bomb also gets invested here by Flob, which means that the middle of the map is going to be completely conceded by Trine. Flob still getting aggressive in the backside of Church. Will take down Money Law. 1 more respawn remaining for Trine. Redbird have a minute and 14 to be able to take not only maybe the kills, but the B zone as well. Pick your poison for a win condition when it comes down to it.
And look at this push. It's all 4 players. You get those trades. Flob in the back again. Always expect him in your spawn. But Noble getting some nice trades. Leo there to find one. But now you'll have at least Sweeter just trying to chunk down that time. You still need that full tick, but you have 50 seconds. It's 10-1. You're the last one alive. Good luck. If you can pull that out, if you can pull out a 1v10 and run down that clock, I would be impressed. But the answer to that, of course, no. Redbird with the clean 3-0 sweep. And well, when I look at this, my takeaway really just so many opportunities missed here for Trine.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. You're very right to be able to say that. There was an ample amount of opportunities for Trine to